are truly never alone in any point in time, no matter how much we perceive it to be that way. Our thoughts are not even our own, because somebody has already thought the way that you do. Somebody has already had the same emotions that you've had. I think the real secret to life is to be completely in the here and now, because this is the only moment that truly exists. The past doesn't really exist right now. The future doesn't even exist right now. So what do we truly have? In every single moment, we only have the present. And how much we can go through our lives neglecting this present moment by flooding this present moment with thoughts and ideas and projections from the past, and hopes and dreams from what we want from the future. And it makes us lose the appreciation for what we truly have right now. In the simple fact that we can see, we can touch, we can smell, we can be here in what truly exists. And most of us have been living in our head and not really living in what is truly in the here and now. And this is truly suffering. And I get stuck in these ways of thinking a lot, like we all do. I just feel stuck whenever I am between four walls. I always need to remind myself to get out, to go see something bigger than myself, to get a new perspective, to not feel so closed in all of the time. This truly helps me and relieves so much anxiety. I'm a big lover of things changing, and I am very open to change, considering how much I've changed and grown and experienced at such a young age. But every step of the journey, I have to grieve where I was and where I am and where I'm going. And it's a constant cycle of grieving, of processing, of changing, of evolving. And I am so sensitive to every single moment, every single emotion, every single idea or thought. I'm a very sensitive person. And because I teach English, a little girl came up to me and she said, "Why do animals sleep on the floor and why do we sleep on the beds?" And it was a really smart question, and I love talking to children because they have the most carefree questions, and it's coming from their own authenticity, and I love it. And it made me really think, you know what? Why do animals sleep on the floor and why do we sleep on a bed? And the only logical answer that I came up with was ego, because of how we have attached ourselves so much to our ego and our identity. To be a human, we feel that we need these types of things, and it's a beautiful thing to want these things and to have these ideas and to want more for yourself. But there's also another side of it where we can become too attached to what we want and our egos and our desires and what we perceive to need to have a joyful and fulfilling life. And it's so interesting how the ego can limit us in so many ways, but it can also provide a sense of hope and a sense of striving for more. But with everything in life, there's a good and bad. So I like to remind myself to be in the middle, to always be neutral. Because this moment right now can mean something to me. And it and the next moment it could mean something so different to me. The only way we can feel better about evolving and changing and this constant cycle of living and dying is to fully fall into it, to go with it, to dance with it, and to embrace it, to accept it, and to not have so much resistance to our true nature of evolution, and knowing that everything is changing, everything is moving, everything is never constant. Nothing is stuck, nothing is constant. We're all in a phase of changing, of evolving, of transformation, and it's such a beautiful thing to finally just let go of your egoic attachments and to accept life for that, because it's a constant cycle of living and dying. And I died yesterday because I'm not the same person I was yesterday. A part of me died. I will never go back to who I was yesterday. I'll never go back to the time and that space and my mindset of who I was even yesterday. So a part of me died. And it's such a beautiful thing to know that there will always be life and there will always be death. Nothing is truly here forever in the way that you want it to be. So everything is truly temporary. It's a constant cycle of living and dying, because to live wouldn't really exist without death, and to die wouldn't really exist without living. It comes together in harmony. You can't have life without death, and you can't have death without life. So it allows me to just embrace where I'm at in any point in time, to not have so much egoic attachments to that cycle of dying and living. The only time I was in pain was when I was attached to materials, attached to people, attached to ideas, attached to thoughts. And to be truly free and liberated is to let go, to not be so attached to where you're at, to what you see, to who you perceive to be. To truly let go of everything and accept things to be ever changing. And this has allowed me true liberation and true freedom, and it's helped me a lot to not feel stuck, to not feel lost, to not feel so much in pain. And to get out in nature has truly saved my life. I encourage you to go with the flow, to get outside, to talk to more people, to be here and now, and to see the water. Honestly, I was in such a bad place even yesterday, and just to be here looking at the water saves my soul. It literally saved my soul. This is exactly what I needed. I'm such a big water baby. And I love to see how water just flows, and how water just is so soft and delicate, but it's the most powerful element on this earth. I truly believe that. And it is so formless, but it's so strong and it's so powerful, and it can do so much. So I want to encourage you to surrender, to let go the need for control, the need for attachment. And there will always be that egoic attachment, because we are humans and we have a lot of identities and things we like to attach ourselves to. But I encourage you to live more like an animal. to be more in the here and now, to not be so concerned with what happened yesterday, with what's gonna happen in the future, and to just focus on doing the best you can right now by creating, by being less attached to things. Ego can attach ourselves to what we think we need to feel happy and joyous. But do we really need those things to live a fulfilling life and a purposeful life? To feel connected, to feel happy, to feel joyous? These things and thoughts and ideas can make us happy in a temporary moment. But do we really need these things? Because we attach ourselves so much to our possessions, to our identities, to what we want. And I think this is truly the cause of our suffering, because of our egoic attachments. So I want you to surrender. I want you to let go of what you think you need, and ask yourself if these are the things that you truly need to feel connected, to feel happy, to feel at bliss. Do you need these things? By aligning ourselves to nature and the flow of life, we can be so much happier and joyous when we realize the interconnectedness of all things, and to completely let go and surrender all of our attachments, all of our ego, and to be more in touch with nature, to see the water, to feel the water, to dip your toes in the sand, dip your toes in the water, to see how it flows. I'm in Barcelona port right now, and this is really what I needed to do for my day. So I want you to embrace life's mysterious journey and watch how your life unfolds. Drop the need to control and to manipulate life to be the way you want it to be, to your liking. And see how your life unfolds when you drop that sense of trying to control your life. I have truly been so liberated and free when I can just let go of the need to change things. It has set me free. I set myself free by just making a new decision, by thinking differently, by changing my mindset, by having a big awakening within myself. So I encourage you to get to know yourself and to discover the world within you. This is how you can truly understand people to their core. When you understand yourself, you can understand the nature of everybody, the nature of us, the nature of the animals, of what really all this is about. My thoughts and thinking has truly been the #1 cause for all my problems. So it is time to stop thinking. It is time to start doing and being more here and less in my head. And that's all I ever had to do. That's all you ever have to do, is to stop thinking. Because most of the things that you're thinking are not true. All the anxieties, all the fears and worry and anxiety that you have, it's not even true. Most of the things that you fear won't even happen. I had to stop catastrophizing my life and thinking of the worst case scenario and start thinking about the best case scenario, because it is so possible.